Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome on into this Sunday night edition of the St. James Show live from Amsterdam, the Netherlands. Hope everybody is having a wonderful Sunday. Come on in here and tap the screen for me. Double tap the screen. 6 of you guys have already double tapped the screen. So I appreciate you. Yes, I do. I appreciate y'all. I'm hanging out in the hotel room. It is now 11:09 p.m. here in Amsterdam. So timing is all off. You know everybody. The timing is off. Just being me is up in there. Courtney, what's up? Heavenly Dove came through. Hope you guys are still hanging out, hanging in here. That ain't nothing but a cider. So Saints, hold on. Y'all hold on, Saints. What's up, Shawty Shaw? What's up, Shawty Shaw? Did you have a shouting good time today? Creepy's in the building, just being me. Man, let me tell you, this hotel is really nice. Y'all want me to show you a little bit? I'm gonna show you a little bit of the hotel. Let's have a walk. Let's go for a walk. Let's see. This is a little bit of the hotel. I'll walk all the way down. This is one of the areas. This just a lounge area. It has the good demonic stuff on on the wall. Chow. They're supposed to say chow, I think. I don't know. They got the little gazebos inside. It's really nice. Look at and this is the flooring. You know, this is one of the I guess the check-in places, but they got another one downstairs. So I'm not sure why they have one up here. Not sure, but here's some more of the gazebos. They go all the way around. We're just gonna go all the way around. There's some fellow Dutch people there. Uh huh. And then here's the bar that has the nerve to be closed tonight. Ridiculous bar is closed. Let's see. Good to see you. What's up? What's up? What's up, Lokovich? Here's some more area. We're just going all the way around. This is the hotel. All this. Let's go all the way around. Y'all double tap. Wow. So now we're back to where I was. It's the escalators, and we will be back. That is where I am staying while here in Amsterdam. And this is a picture of the actual. Where is picture of the actual hotel? That's what it is. It's that's how it's shaped. That's how it's shaped. You see that? Yep. It's kind of in triangular, and then it's stacked up on each other, and all of that. So that's what it is. That's where I am until Wednesday. Then I'm off to Sweden for about 4 days, 5 days, 4 or 5 days. Yeah, I think it's a really nice hotel. What's up, Tashi? King Shelton, good to see you. Yeah, it is a really beautiful hotel, actually. Yeah, one of the nicest ones. I mean, I've been in like Waldorf Astorias and W's and different ones like that, but uh, as in colors and how pretty it is, this is probably the prettiest one that I've actually been to. Yeah, Sweden is like yeah. I heard it was really nice too, but I don't think I think the hotel in Sweden is just a regular branded hotel. I don't think we're staying at one of the ones that. Yeah, see the Swiss Alps. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get some Swiss cheese. How about that? And some Swedish meatballs. We'll do that maybe. Who knows? So today it seems like it's been a very eventful day. Let me tell you, Bishop Jakes and that Jakes camp. Very, very, very strategic, but on and but very wise. You don't wait till just stuff just crumbles down before you actually make a move to protect everything that you have uh, built over the years. Swiss apps, euro for the public. To have a euro for the public restroom? Really? God, I hope I ain't got to use the public restroom. The food, we went today. We went today. Who was the one that suggested? Who was the one that suggested? I can't remember who did it, but who suggested the seafood bar? Whoever suggested the seafood bar, God bless your spirit. God bless you. They started off with a little bread they brought us. That garlic butter was really good. I had a mule that was really good. That was tasty. And then they brought some, I guess they call them shrimp fritters. We had shrimp fritters. Is this picture better? I don't know if this picture better. It's really not that much better. That one's kind of. Oh, here's a better picture. I think it's a better picture right there. So the shrimp fritters, those were pretty good, and they were just. And they bought a little sauce on the side of them. Croquettes. Oh, okay, my bad. Croquettes. That's what they. You're right. They're not fritters. They were croquettes. Shrimp croquettes. And then let's see. I had. You can't see these, but I had prawns. The eyes, and they stared at me and everything. One of the eyes, I think, got in my mouth. I believe I had to spit it out. But then I wanted to taste some crab as well, so they put some crab on the side, which was really good, really good. Um, my friend had this. It was the fish and chips. It's a huge. Can you see it all? All right, I'm gonna just get off the thing so you can see it. It was a. It's a whole like fish, and it had the things underneath. It was really good, really good. Yeah, I tasted a little bit of that. Tasted a little bit of that. So that was good. So whoever suggested the seafood bar, thank you so much. That was great. I go to my grandmother's church. I miss Jake's. Right, the day that you miss Jake's, there's an announcement. Yeah, yeah, it was really good. So, okay, Rich, I don't have no sad luck stories like we had in London. Not none yet. Even if we taste something that's not that well, I still have good thoughts about Amsterdam. It's really good. And there were some other spots. We were downtown, and just checking out some of the scenery. Look at this. This is beautiful. This was one of the that I took. One of the pictures that I took. We were downtown, that area where you can do shopping and do a lot of that good stuff. Y'all double tap the screen for me. It was very touching. Yeah, yeah. So let me see. Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, I think that was about all that I wanted to show right now. Da-da-da-da. We took the metro, which was the train. Took the metro train from the hotel to down to the central station. That was pretty cool. What's up, YTC cameras? Are you over there cutting up? Are you being good over there? What you doing over there, YTC? I know you be cussing the folks out real good, and it is Sunday. Maybe you took a break. Maybe you took a break on Sunday. Yeah, yeah. You know what, K Rich? And it is. It's not like a filthy, nasty city. And you got to remember now, yesterday was King's Day. It was one of their biggest holidays. So, of course, you would see some trash and stuff along, but you can tell that it wasn't something that has been there all the time. And I saw always people. Oh, thank you for the floating hearts, YTC. And I always saw people when they were throwing something away. They were always like going to put it in the actual trash can. So, what's up, Elijah? Yeah, oh my God, I sip all this day because I So I just hopped on really quick to talk about the Jake's deal, and they didn't cut it out. They actually have a little clip on their YouTube page of just Bishop Jakes talking about that. I think it's only about 30 minutes or so. So, oh, thank you, Deion Sanders, for those gifts. You guys, thank you for the gifts. You can give gifts on here like you would give over on the YouTube TikTok. You can just click on the plus button down at the chat and do that. Do that. So, but he did announce today that he is going to be turning the church over to, I thought it was kind of strategic. I think he did say Torre's name first, and then he said Sarah. I'm always listening to those kind of things because in my mind, I know that he probably more relies on Sarah, but aesthetically, you don't, men in the church and a lot of women in the church who are used to, we've talked about this before, who are used to men being the lead pastor. They don't know, don't care how progressive the church could be, but sometimes that tradition always seeps out into they want a man to be the pastor. What's up, entertainment reporter Riz Kid? Thank you for coming. The chef's kiss, not one dry eye in the building. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, it's on there, so don't worry about it. You'll be able to see it. And he laid it out really well. And what he talked about was, you building something, and why wait when it gets, why wait till it's destroyed? You've built it. You did a great job doing it. Why die out? And November. He talked about November because November is when he had that heart attack, right, up on the stage, and he thought he had went to go see Jesus. So when you start thinking about that, and then of course the pressure of this lawsuit that he's suing Dwayne Youngblood and potential other ones that may be implicated in this lawsuit. So um, that's stress. It's definitely stress. Masterful. Yeah, 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 yeah. What's up, Robert Jennings? Good to see you. For a second, he didn't look well. Yeah, yeah. And yeah, yeah. So, and to speak onto that, he doesn't really look like the TD Jakes, of course, that we're used to seeing. He doesn't look like he's like 100%. He looked like he's probably 70, maybe. He's like maybe 70% well. I don't see, I don't know. It's about to be in bigger powerhouse in ministry. I think so too, because you have two powerhouses, and regardless of what we think about Torre, it seems like he's been playing an intricate part. And they say they've been running the church since November, since he had his heart attack. They have been actually, Sarah and Torre have been running the church. So, you know, he had, and he did run one church, LA, you know. So, I mean, he has the ability to do it. It's just his style is definitely different. But again, we have to think back on styles. You had Joe Osteen with his father and the style that he had. That's not the style that Joe Osteen had, but it's a style that actually expanded the church even more than what Dr. Osteen did. So we definitely have to think about that as well. Man, to his daughter and son-in-law, he's a gospel legend. He is. He is. What's up? I know Ann Brock. What you think about that, Ann? The worst move he could have. You think so? I don't think so, Ann Brock. Ann, do you want him to just die out? And who else can he put there, Ann? See, we're so used to these people just dying out, and the secession plans are null and void. Nobody's planning on dying. Nobody's planning on getting sick and not being able to. They're just relying on Jesus to keep them strong and keep them in that. And then all of a sudden, kaput. Not only the ministry gone, but they dead. They will probably lose a lot of members. They're going to lose members. I don't know about a lot. They're going to lose members. Yeah, because he's okay. They're just going to be the past. He's still going to be there. He's still going to be there, moving the chess pieces. He's still going to be there, giving advice. And I'm sure it's in there where he has probably final authority over some decisions. You know, Mm-mm-mm. Going to the next one. Well, I mean, people love it. Like we did say, people do love a name. They love a personality, and that's what the Jakes is. He's anointed, but of course, he's a personality. Okay, we got one job. That's self care. That's right, Robert Jennings. And the thing about it, you can't overthink and over spiritualize this. We are in human flesh. I don't care how powerful and how anointed you are. Your body will break down eventually. And let me tell you, I think this lawsuit and everything, it gave him a little push. I think it gave his body a little push in the wrong direction. He'd be around like Pastor Price. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, the same issue when the time comes and think. And the thing about it, since the pandemic, everybody has downsized and everybody has lost a membership. I don't care how grand you were. Yeah, people are rebuilding now, but it's still there's still been a loss, and we've seen it. We've seen it. So I just don't understand how people don't see. Maybe that you don't like Ann said she doesn't think that Sarah and Torre, but who would we put there? Who would we put there? I was thinking the same thing. The lawsuit gave him a lot. No, they gave him a real bit. And let me tell you about this, Courtney. In this lawsuit, and see, the church doesn't. The pastor of Potter's house doesn't need to be. It needs to be some kind of separation between the church and Bishop Jakes in this lawsuit. There needs to be some type of separation. But Cora, what's Cora gonna do, Dion? We gonna see if Cora, if her brother-in-law and sister let her. She did Bible study the other night, but Cora ain't gonna. No, no, they're not no fools. So some of the other older people might, because the new stuff. Yeah, 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 yeah. Older people, they'll probably go find another smaller church or another church that's more traditional, because they don't preach, the stuff, possibly the style that Jake's preached. What's up, Leah? Jake's did right. Sarah's been introduced, and the people have been conditional to follow her. She's done a great job with Women Thou Art Loose Conference, which is now the Evolve Conference. It's still packed out, y'all. It's still packed out. Yeah. So Cora can stay where she is. No, we don't want Cora running no daycares. Kids might come up missing. Ain't got time for no more lawsuits. Cora, I can talk since she got me blocked. She got me blocked anyway, so it don't matter. Do you think Cora will marry again? Hmm. Somebody wants to get closer in the Jakes family. They'll take it as an opportunity. I don't see why that she wouldn't. I don't see why she wouldn't. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Why must the leadership remain in the family like a cult of personality? The apostles drew lots to replace Judas. Well, we are definitely not in the Bible times. Sounds good, but we are definitely not in the Bible times. These are way different times than Judas betrayed. Was Judas a part of the family, or was he an outsider too? Got a problem. First you're snoring, now you're burping. No. Ah, she can take young blood. Listen. Mm. Those beautiful handed people are already used to, if they lose the members. I believe Sarah can grow. She's going to be able to grow the ministry with new people. That's just how it's going to be. Yeah, people are going to leave because they're attracted, and they want to say, well, they want to say it's Bible teaching that. No, you're attracted to the personality of Jakes. Yeah, he's a good speaker, but I mean, they say the same thing. They just deliver it in a different way. Ground up. I couldn't see him giving the legs. I wouldn't give. Lee, I'm just gonna be. You can call me a cult. You can call me the St. James cult or whatever you want to do. But I would hope that my children will be able to take the mantle on after I've taught other people so much. And I can't teach my own family how to build up a ministry and work in the church. That's the only thing. I can see nepotism when it's not when people are not having been properly trained and properly reared. But you know, if people have been properly trained and reared, let them go. Double tap the screen, everybody, for me. Hit that subscribe button up there if you have not subscribed to the St. James Show. And Riz Kid 803, I know you're ready to quote every Bible a parable, every Bible scripture, every example in the Bible, and that's fine. But the fact of the matter is, if you cannot rear your own family into the way and be able to transfer and pass the mantle to someone in your family, it's even just because the Bible didn't, if you're saying the Bible didn't do it, that don't mean that mean that maybe somebody in the family was not capable of doing it. When people are capable of doing it, and you got to remember, it is a business. It is an entity. It is a. That's not saying they're going to preach every Sunday. Longer than what if they're able to bring in good preachers, good speakers for the body of Christ? They're not going to be preaching every Sunday, I don't think. Double tap the screen, everybody. We only have 45 likes. 45 likes. Double tap the screen. This isn't a kingdom. This is a church, major different, right? And Jake's had said not even and Jake's not even right. People want to Bible that thing to death, and they want to do that comparison, and they don't understand this is definitely something different, Leah. But people just get so one tracked minded when it comes to the church, and they don't see anything but past scriptures and not the practical, not the reality of what the times that we're living in now, which is a totally different time. Mm. Look at it from the business standpoint; it makes sense. Yeah, yeah. And the thing about it, and that's the major part. Because if you don't have a good business, you don't have a good church. If you don't have a good business, you can have all the Bible teaching in the world. But if you don't have someone that has a good business sense, we've seen that over and over again. Many of you have been members of churches who y'all shouted good, the preacher preached good, you got good word on Tuesdays or Wednesdays for the Bible study, but when it came down to the finances and the business of the church, they didn't have it. There was a lacking. What's up, Kim? There was a lacking there. I know churches like that. So you can put things how you want it. You can spiritualize everything if you want to. But if people aren't understanding how to do business, the church is going to fail. Hmm. Well, they have business sense, but they were humans. Didn't they have some infidelity or some scandal going on with that? So that affects the church. So what is that? That we're talking about totally two different things here. Y'all just throwing out stuff now. Y'all just throwing out scandals and stuff, which makes no, it has nothing to do with Jake's passing the mantle to his daughter and son-in-law. My sister passed the kingdom down to your son. That's tradition. Supposed to be run that way. You'll just let pastor do whatever and run the way. Well, okay, all right. Came to this church and business shouldn't be the same category. Well, but and if you don't have a successful business, you don't have a successful church. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have success you won't have any church to open. You won't have any doors to open. You won't have any community programs to help out people in your community. You don't have people that has the good business mind to keep the money in the church and circulating for the help of the kingdom and the help of the church. All you have is shouting and good preaching. Spirit, you must have business mind for them in the church, even if you have the folks in financial positions, but you must know to for cheeks. Yeah, 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 yeah. Tashi, people they want to get so church brained about it, and they don't want to the reality of it. But again, how many churches have failed because their business sense was not in order? But they sure can preach and they sure can pray down. Old school, yeah. What's up, Dovey? And we don't know. See y'all. See y'all listen. Y'all hop on these lives to antagonize and to just be contrary. And I wish people like you, no offense, but Riz Kid 8L3, you should like fire up your own live and explain to us all everything that Jakes did wrong. No business CEOs give the office to their children. That is not a true statement. That is not a true statement. No business CEOs give. That is not a true statement, sir. And you don't have any evidence that not one CEO of a company gave the business over, did haven't give the business over to their children. You have absolutely no uh, uh, stats for that. You're just throwing out assumptions. You're throwing out assumptions that other people were not considered at the Potter's house. That's an assumption of yours. I am the Mahdi of Islam. Okay. Well, let me put you in the children's church for 24 hours. I'm tired of you. You need to go Islam your live and strike it up. Then what you talking about Jakes if you talking about Islam? You shouldn't even be mentioning Jakes. He ain't Islamic. Go somewhere. I don't know. I don't really follow. Yeah. Cora Jakes be over the daycare department. She kidnapped. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. She ain't gonna be able to. Not on my watch. And you think people will be a little they were actually her and her husband were over the children's ministry, and that's what. And he in jail for essaying a molestation of their daughter. So Cora's husband. So I don't think I think after that they kind of took that reign from them anyway. Yeah, yeah. He want to come. People hit these lives so they can be contrary, so they can just hit your fire up your own live on your phone, the same phone you using to look at me. Hit the plus button and hit live, and tell everybody in the world what Jakes did wrong. Don't say no CEO ever gave the turned over the company to their children. That's the most stupidest statement. Joe Tubman was thought prior to. He may have. That's what I'm saying. And Joe Tubman, maybe Joe wanted his own. Maybe he didn't really have his own because he took over another church. So maybe he was an option. But I don't. It's that whole dynamic though, Courtney. You have Sarah there, who's been a successful speaker. She's been a sought after speaker. You had Torrey there, who's had a successful church in Los Angeles. I mean, and you got people right in your own family that have to be considered. Joe Tudman reminded me so much of TD Jakes. I don't know if that. We don't need another Jakes. We need like you said, can't nobody replace him. He's truth seeker. Can't nobody replace you. King Shelton. Can't nobody replace you. Londa. No one can replace you. But there's all everybody can come alongside and help build and help sustain what's already been built. I've been a supporter of his 30 years. Hard for me to believe Sarah and her husband. Well, you have a different outlook on it, and that's understandable. And that's on it's called yes, it's called legacy. Right, right. Thank you, LJ, whatever. Yes. So let me. I forgot to make you. I had you as a moderator, but standard. Just in case you see something that need to be escorted to the children's church. Oh boy, I wonder what the lawsuit he had to step down due to the heart attack from the allegations. Let me tell you, it's all fitting. It's all fitting the narrative, Katrina. The Jakes family are very smart. Unlike other people who has continuously called them dumb, the Jakes family are they are extremely smart. And I believe such as time as this, it was necessary to relinquish things very quickly or very soon because of this lawsuit. It needs to be a kind of a separation between the Potter's house and this lawsuit. There needs to be a separation. So, we get it, Dion. Dion, we get it. We all are aware of the Michelle Loud story. It ain't going nowhere. It's just what it is. Following the blueprint of the Rockefellers, the Getty family, etc. It's not that he's not. Forget the Jewish. Yeah. Yeah, he's very smart, and all those people who are going to be looking dumb in many days, not too soon, not not far off. Whether they're all the dumb people who called him dumb are going to be looking dumb, unfortunately, and we're all going to be able to witness it before our very eyes, because some of us said, no, this is all strategic. And this all when they were talking about all this stuff, he talking about Torrey and Sarah have been running the church since November. They sure have, and they've been probably orchestrating exactly what's going to happen, even with this lawsuit. So I'm telling you, yeah. For those of you just coming in, we're just talking about Bishop Jakes today. At his service, he passed the mantle over to Torrey and Sarah, his daughter and son-in-law, as the new lead pastors of the church, new co-pastors of the church. So um, I think that they said something about. I think he mentioned something about they may do the official during the church anniversary coming up or something like that. Sometimes CEOs aren't the owners of the business. That's right, babe. Sometimes it's owned by the board. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Kim. There are your ways to support the program. I'll go ahead and pin it in the chat. And if you would like to give gifts, you can. If you'd like to give super chats, you can to help support the church. Good of the legacy, I support him, but I will never support Sarah. Well, don't say never, Ann. Can we agree? Can we agree that people have a tendency to change over the years, and as they get deeper in ministry and as they start experiencing a little bit more of realness and the church and life, they may turn into something else that we're able to vibe with. So you saying never, Ann, is a little scary to me, because that's saying that you're not going to be even open to any change that Torrey and Sarah may do that may put you at a more of a comfortable position as to where they are in regards to Bible teaching. You know what I'm saying? So that never word just scares me, because what if somebody said, I will never like Ann Brock? Never. I can't stand her. I will never like her. She did this to me in 2008. And now there's 2025 and you're a whole different person. But what if they said in 2025, I will never, I'm just saying, just putting things in perspective there. It gets me how the folk that are calling him dumb don't have a bench in the games responsibility. They don't have any responsibility like that. They knew money rich, knew from what we heard in the recently. I don't know if it's. I don't know. I don't know. You know what? I was asking my friend because he used to go there, and I don't know if they closed one church. They didn't. Huh? It's still open. It's still open. Look up who's the pastor. Look it up. They didn't close one church. Watch. And we sending you, the St. James Show is sending you to evolve this year. You're going to evolve over there to the conference. Yeah, you're going. You got to go. Uh-huh. God's going to do something different in your life. We all sending and evolve. That's what we do. With a Potter's house and Jake's may be standing 20 years from now. Oh yeah, yeah. Times evolve, y'all. Y'all don't understand. I mean, just because there's a new breed of people that are attracted to the Sarahs and the Torres of the world. There's a whole new breed of people. Y'all don't understand. There's a whole new breed. Mm. For the Denver camp, we're talking about the LA campus. We're not talking about the Denver. Yeah. They closed Denver because of that Chris Hill situation was great. But they did I think they had somebody else over there for a while after Chris Hill, right? I don't think they closed it right at that scandal. They ought to be involved by now. Some people never some folks never evolve. They just look for the next conference, the next altar call. They're just afflicted. They just never really get it, Elijah. They just always need a That's what the people. That's why the people with these prophecies, they gonna always have some money because people don't want to listen for themselves. They want that quick fix prophecy. If they got to throw you $100 or $20 for them to feel secure after God done told them 50 million times what they need to do for their life, but they need to call the prophet. So now people they gonna need these conferences. They said the church over rolls away. He will be back at Cedar Path. Just be patient until the stuff rolls away. Well, I don't think it. Like I said, I think it's very strategic what he's doing now because, like you said, he's gonna be on the pulpit. He's gonna be there. He's gonna preach sometime. It's just it's. I think it's a separation between the Potter's house and this lawsuit. Hmm. It is a pitiful mindset, but that's what keeping these people not only keeping them living, but keeping the people who are prophesying and doing the conferences and stuff. These people they just need it. They don't have any self worth. They can't really depend on what God has given to them. There's a Stephanie Ike Okafor. Oh, she's the executive pastor of one. Oh, there's a woman over there, Stephanie Ike Okafor. Okay, she sounds kind of African. Hmm. You said you hope no new evidence comes out. We ain't got evidence. We ain't got no old evidence yet, Yolanda. We still ain't got no old evidence of Jake's. We got some accusations with no evidence. That's all we got. So they talking if you hope no new evidence comes out. Well, can we get some old one yet? 7 days, 24 hours, 48 hours. It's a coming. Watch Pacer. And we watched and we waited and we waited or her husband is African. Oh, okay, gotcha. Mm. Going to that one event in Atlanta. I'm going to tell you how that goes. What event is that? Is the funeral for the man? You talking about the funeral, Dion? Stephanie does the same room, which is powered by Shade Room. Really? She does the same room, which is powered by Shade Room. What's the same room? Is that a blog as well? Hmm. Oh, she African too? Okay. I don't know why. Why do YouTube? They held your comment, Dorothy. Yes, they held. She's African too. I don't know why they did that. I just watched the service at Potter's. I'm still crying. Yeah. It's a good. It was a good deal. Unless she doesn't do it anymore. Okay. They were saying that Bishop Jakes had some stake in the shade room, or he put some money for it, and he had somebody. I guess they go to the Potter's house, or he gave some money. I don't know. They were saying something. Oh, the Christian version of the same. Gotcha. The same room. Okay, I gotta look that up. Let me look that up. I ain't my phone at. Y'all double tap the screen for me while we're hanging out on this great Sunday evening. These people just taking crazy in this. No, it is the shade room. They're not. That's not crazy. We've heard that Bishop Jakes had some kind of stock in the shade room. I don't know about no same room though. I can't find that. To see Sarah take over, she has the brains and the stamina. No to the profits of it. Oh, your real name must not be Deion Sanders, because they probably in this chat looking at you. Your name must not be Deion Sanders for real, because they would have your name at the door. You wouldn't be getting in talking about you going over there. What's up, Creepy? Maybe that people are upset about them having it. Either they accept because they would talk about because they don't have a plan, Creepy, and now they talking about because they do have a plan. It's unbelievable. How in the world? See, I think it's because this is too much like right. We so used to being wrong. This is too much like right. The white folk do this kind of stuff. We don't do this kind of stuff. But now that there's a secession plan, now he ain't dead and gone. He can actually be and walk them step by step, the do's and the don'ts, and we don't like it. And he's actually there to assist them. You know, wild, wow. This is how we do, y'all. This is exactly how we do. Double tap the screen, everybody. Let's get up to 150 likes. It's a little bit over 300 y'all in here. A little bit. Give me 150 likes. Just double tap the screen, or if you're watching me on your television, flick up your arrow and hit that like button for me. All right. You're over here. You don't really do nothing. You don't like me halfway. You don't like me every season, every other season. And all I'm doing, you ain't sent me a dime ever, ever. And you won't even hit the like button. God is going to give me an anointing to start giving out arthritis. He's going to start giving out. I'm going to start have that giving out arthritis right in your fingers. You ain't going to be able to. You ain't even going to be able to text and type to talk about me. You won't hit the like button. He going to give me the unction and the function to issue out some arthritis in your hands. And are you gonna go to text about me or something? It's going. You have to knuckle that thing. To figure out how to knuckle that thing, because you ain't gonna be able to type, because you won't even hit the doggone like button. Oh God. Reminds you of saints and sinners. Your cousin is a musician. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Sharon T. Leonard, what's up? Yeah, so let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. I gotta see where y'all, and y'all know that I don't know about the polls, right? I can't see who is I don't know who voted what. We're gonna do a poll. Let me see here. How can I do a poll on here though? Let me do a poll. How can I do a poll? Is it that one? No. How can I do a poll on here? I'm on my phone. I'm not on my laptop. Let me see something. How do y'all know? How do y'all do a poll? Oh man, I haven't seen the movie yet, and don't nobody put no spoilers in the chat. Yeah, I put a word spell on them, Creepy. That's what I did. I put a word spell on them. How can I do? Hmm. I don't think I can. I thought I would be able to do a poll while I'm online, but I guess I have to do it on my. I guess I got to do it on my laptop. Hmm. That sucks. Hmm. I don't think it's on Netflix. I don't think it's on Netflix yet. If it was on Netflix, I would have saw that bad boy already. Yeah, I can't do a poll. Well, if for those of you who are, I just want to see. I guess you can come out of the bushes for a minute and run back in, run back. So put a one if you think it's a good idea, and this succession plan that Bishop Jakes has set forth today, naming Sarah and Torre the new pastors of Potter's House, and he taking the back seat, still not going anywhere, still will be there. Hit a one. If you think this was a bad decision, hit a two. All right. Okay. One, Uncle Paul, Shardy one, Katrina one, one all the way, Giselle, Kelly Hayes one, just being me one. Okay, good, 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 good. Okay, oh, two, Disciples of Discipline. Okay, two, Ann. Okay, Yolanda two, Sharon T. Okay, two, Keisha two. Okay, Alex one, Whitley. Okay, there's quite a few twos. Tennessee two, Sean Nathan one. Teenagers started walking out the church while they were talking. Really, Dr. Juanita? Huh. Deshaun won. K Rich don't care. Interesting. There's quite a few twos. Somebody says some people started walking out. What are the options as far as him not running it? Ain't no other options as far as him not running it. What's the other option? I mean, he said he's not going anywhere. He'll be there. You know, he'll still be there in the at the church and preaching sometime. And I'm sure giving some sound, good advice and wisdom. Your intuition is never off. Okay. You Jesus, then Yolanda. You use the immaculate one. You pregnant? By no man. I'm surprised too, Courtney. I knew that. I knew. I wish I could have did my poll. I didn't know that Bishop Thomas. I don't know about that. I think church was running late, so some people left. Well, that's not a good narrative to spin, though, Uncle Paul. We got to say that people left because they didn't like the announcement. That sounds better, Uncle Paul. They should be the pastors, but is what it is. Sean Nathan? So who do you, and all the twos? What is your what is your solution? He just die out and they just kick him out as they roll him down the aisle. What is your solution? What is your solution? If you're saying this is a bad thing, your intuition is off, it's nepotism, what is your solution? They have been there longer before, so it wasn't the time. Okay. You saying at that time it wasn't the time, but now it is? Is that what you're saying? Because, like I said, somebody was in the chat talking about, well, who did he consider? I don't know. I didn't see the list of the resumes. I don't know. Jakes is tired, Ann. This is an out for him, but people don't care because they want Jakes to inspire them. They don't care about health per se. They want to be entertained by the personality of Bishop Jakes. They don't want to see Sarah. They don't want to see Torre, Cora, Jermaine, nobody. They want J- Bishop T.D. Jakes to continue to entertain. Whether he dies doing it, oh well. Go see Jesus, you good and faithful servant. You just got to be here for me because I'm used to having you here for me. The assistant pastor always next in line. They were the assistant pastors. They've been the co-pastors, assistant pastors for a number of years now, Yolanda. For me, I'm glad he decided not. He'd rather not see him up there. And then they wanted to die, Nicole. They wanted to drop dead in front of him. That'll be his reasonable good. They'll let him go then, Nicole. They will let him go. All a good and faithful servant. Don't know one another. Paula White, he wants to appoint someone. I know that's right. He ain't well. Go to God for yourself. You got that right. Why would people walk? Put it already said he was transition leadership. Well, they can pull up YouTube vids then if you want to hear him so much. You got that right, Lori. To get to rest. There's rest. God, there remaineth a rest. We singing that at the conference. There remaineth a rest. There's an necessary rest. Okay, Keisha say she down in LA. Let's see what she talking about. I think to pass the mantle, he needs someone with more experience in ministry to sustain his legacy. Well, like who? Don't just say someone. Like who, Keisha? Can't just throw that kind of stuff out. Give me some examples. Maybe somebody you see it, your suggestion and run with it. They want him to do a king of Zambupa from coming to America. Right. It's just crazy. Yeah. Well, he said it's going to free him up to do things that he's been wanting to do outside of the church before he gets too old and can't do it. He said other ways to help people and other ways to, impact lives outside of the church. He needs to do it now before he gets too old and can't do it. They have so many associate pastors. Yeah, Tori is older than Sarah. Yeah, I think so. Home to help him. This is family church. Yeah. People have a hard time with change, Courtney. A hard time. And I don't mean no harm, but I really would like to see how people deal with change for all of the twos in here. How can we get a record of how you dealt with some very impactful and things that had to be changed in your life? You know, nobody but Sarah would have got it. Cora got too much skill. No, they wouldn't give. They barely letting her get back into teaching Bible study. They was letting her pray. Now they letting her do Bible study now. So yeah, no, that goes. I tried to get y'all to go over there the other day, but y'all didn't want to go. Some of y'all said y'all was picking y'all toes, and somebody said y'all was planting lilies in the backyard, and this was at nighttime. Couldn't get none of y'all to go over there and see Cora lead do the Bible study. Unlike Fred Price Jr., I don't think he was called. So are you saying you don't think Fred Price Jr. was called, or you don't think Torrey was called? Hide your kids. Upon a full retirement, go sit down. Well, I mean, you got to remember. I know a lot of people who did retirement and they died. Not too many days they died. JB, I don't think people should just totally stop doing what they've been doing for so many years and what they love to do. You relinquish your duties and just kind of do what you're comfortable doing. Hey, what's up, Marcellus? You relinquish your duties and you just kind of do what you don't think Fred Jr. Yeah. That was an issue, and I think yeah, that Fred. A lot of y'all, y'all had your doubts about Charles Blake Jr. Some of y'all still have your opinions, but the church ain't shut down. It's thriving. The West Angeles is still thriving as much as churches nowadays can thrive. They're thriving better than a lot of these churches around here who are talking about them. Some of y'all talking about Charles Blake II, and y'all going to churches with 30 and 40 people a Sunday. Talking about, oh, such a pitiful thing that Bishop Blake gave passed the son to Charles Jr. Oh, God. But y'all been going to them tired churches for a long time with no success, no progress. Just saying. I was putting 7-year-old to bed with Cora. I was trying to get y'all to get over there. I mean, outside of the church, full time travel with it. Yeah, 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 yeah. But you can't just totally disconnect yourself. Can you like disconnecting your love, your heart from what you really built and what you really love? Know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Yep, know when to walk away, know when to run. That's right. Let's say that Bishop Long knew he couldn't leave the church. Mm, he knew that. At all the stuff that Bishop Eddie Long was going through, he has sense enough to know that he could not leave that church to Eddie Long Jr. And you see Eddie Long Jr. cut up afterwards, so it was definitely the right decision. Like Lovie said, when he didn't choose Gigi, he made the right decision because she showed herself. She showed all her hands after she wasn't picked. So that just confirmed the right decision was made. He was saying Edward was too unstable. Well, he showed himself unstable too afterwards. Yeah, he showed himself unstable. Mm-hmm. It's a prayer era. So I mean, we have. Let's look over there to in Connecticut. Bishop Knowles left it to Kenneth Knowles, and even though I still kind of that one's up in the air a little bit because he left out of here with the church in shambles. So, well, he didn't pick the right person to get the church out of shambles. So, I guess we still gotta say it wasn't a good succession plan, you know, because they lost their church over there in Connecticut. Hmm. They losing churches left and right. Bond over there, he said he ain't moving though. He said God gave it to him and he's not moving. Well, it sounds to me that the sheriff gonna be over there. We're gonna have another story for y'all, unfortunately. Because all they gonna do is shout over it. When the sheriff come over there to Brooklyn, they gonna start shouting. They gonna start shouting. It's gonna be a spectacle. Hmm. My home state, I heard about it. Oh yeah. And then he was over there just recently. They caught him over there sneaking and looking around with a. I think William was saying that. Kenneth Moles was over there with some female, hugged up. She did a GG and she posted them pictures. They was over there hugged up. It wasn't his wife. So yeah, yeah, yeah. The sheriff gonna be over there in Brooklyn. That's what they do. I don't know what they do in New York. I know you don't get out your house over here in California. The sheriff come and get you out of that house one way or the other. What's up, Princess? Ooh, Princess. What else business you got? You dropped a bombshell the other day. Yvette Flunder was kind of reprimanding people who was, I'm sorry, Bishop Flunder, that was Princess. I was saying that damn Princess getting in my chat talking about that man dying at the bathhouse. I didn't even know about it. And she coming to, that wasn't my fault, Bishop Flunder. If you watching Bishop Flunder, it wasn't my fault. That was that Princess right there. Go ahead and block her, Bishop Flunder, if you want to block her. Block her from, so you ain't got to see her no more. She did it. I didn't know nothing about that man dying in the bathhouse. None at all. Well, only they are not trying to hear from me. Well, you're right, Dr. Juanita. But you have to. I start with talking about when people don't want to hear from nobody else. Are you hearing from God, or you just hearing from Jakes? You don't want to hear from nobody else. People are attracted. They go to church for personalities. You said that wasn't you. I think that was you, Princess. I think that was you. You see Matasha like a son for the Pope. I think this is so cool. Yeah, I think I did see something like that. Yeah, I think I did see that. It's idolatry. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. And I don't blame that on Jakes. People want to say blame. No, I blame it on the people who need a idol to worship. It's like people need a conference. They need a prophet. They need a prophecy. I need it to sustain myself, to sustain my life. You better get a grip, get a life. Mm-mm. Yeah, the Pope. All we hit ain't not one English station on TV here, y'all. Not one. And I can't get Stars. I can't get Hulu. They done blocked all the apps over here in Amsterdam. Can't even see Raising Canaan. Can't see nothing. And everything is ubish, ubishka, bushka, ajishka, bushki. Mm, tragic. At least in London, they speak English. Oh, it's named Priscilla. Oh, my bad. Okay, Bishop Flunder, it wasn't Princess. It was Priscilla. My bad. Oh, you right. You right. Them peas got me. Them peas got me, Princess. Mm-hmm. Now, I ain't Kansas. Oh no. Yeah, and they start talking about a VPN. Then I start talking about, oh, now they gonna steal my money from me. I start thinking about that VPN stuff. Oh no, and I'm like, it ain't that serious. I see it when I get home, I'll see it when I get home. I was like, I'm not doing something that's gonna cause me to mess up my identity or something. Sometimes the pastors don't bring the guests with the anointing, so the regular pastors back. Mm-hmm. So yes, we can't be going up to church house. Well, they do it. They've been doing it. They've been doing it for 11. What's in Amsterdam? Amsterdam is just we're just here like kind of on vacation, seeing it because I came with a group, a choir that is singing at the our conference in Sweden. And it was such a great deal they had. I said, so me and my friend, we hopped on it. We were like, yeah, let's go to Amsterdam for a few days, and then we'll go over there to the conference in Stockholm, Sweden. Yeah, over there, the house of food is good. Food is good. It's much, much better than London. The food here in Amsterdam is good. Went to the seafood bar today. Someone has suggested that, and I think it was in one of the comments. And we went today, and it was really good. Joshua Giles. Don't know about that. Fill me in, Rosemary. I've been before. It was wonderful country. It really is, and everybody is really so nice. I mean, especially what we dealing with in the U.S. It's just wild. It's just wild. And we got here on King's Day, which is their one of the biggest holidays, celebrating the birthday of the King. But his birthday is really today, which is Sunday. But they celebrated that. Everybody was in orange, orange everywhere, orange, 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 orange. Even today, some people were in orange. So yeah. Oh, Kim Street. Oh, Kim, you suggested it. Oh, okay, okay. I knew somebody had, and we were just walking. I said, "Oh my God, there's a seafood bar." And we were able to get in. First, they told us 45 minutes to an hour, and we sat out there for what 10 minutes. And he was like, "Hey, I got y'all. I got your table. Okay, good, 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 good." So that was good. It was really good food. You know, much better. Weather here is like in the 70s. It's really it's warmer than we were told it's going to be. It's warmer than we were told, but the weather is good. It's good weather. Yeah, that apostle. Just for you latecomers, this is my hotel that I'm staying in. You see that? That is the hotel. I did a little tour. Maybe I'll do it. I'll walk around one more time since many of you more have come in. Today we took the metro. We took the metro train down to the shopping area and everything. I took this picture a little while ago. That was down. We were doing the shopping and doing all that. So that's one of the pictures down there in Amsterdam. And I had some good old prawns and crab today. That was really good, really tasty. And this was their version of fish and chips here. I didn't have that, but this is their version of fish and chips. A friend of mine had that. So it was good. It was a good day. A good day. And that's the seafood bar that we went to. Can't see all the words, but that's what it is. Yes, 70s is beautiful weather. Beautiful, beautiful weather. What is this one? I don't know what that is. Oh, I think I took pictures. It said at James. I think it was the at James Grill or something. St. James, something at St. James Grill. Thought that was pretty cool. This was yesterday. Yesterday we had. I didn't really like that one. Um, I thought this is just and it was just pizza because you got to everything was kind of closed yesterday. A lot of the restaurants were closed because of the King's Day, but this particular one was open because it was like on the strip of where they were having like a parade or something. So we just went in there because they had like an orange drink, and I'm like, what's that orange drink? And they were like, they I forgot what they said it was, but it was King's Day and everything was orange. So we were like, let's stop in there and see what's going on with that orange drink. Okay. And that's what we did. That's what we did. So, but let's take a walk around my hotel for those who were not here in the beginning. This is, we're going to walk, we'll walk, let's see, we'll walk this way. Look at that. It's a big fish or something or other going on there. This is all in one of the lobby areas or the lounge area that we're at. Downstairs, there's the fishies. But this is like all the stuff on the floor. Don't mind me, I'm on live. Uh, so yeah, this is all the acts and the bar is closed. Unfortunately, how dare they close that bar? And it's really nice, really really nice. So it's really, and then you have all these like gazebo things you can just chill out. A lot of Heineken. People drink a lot of Heineken around here. A lot of Heineken. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So pink is your favorite color? Yeah. So this is just like one of the floors. Actually, have the reception area where you can actually chill out. I mean, check in or whatever. But they got a lot of, and they got more gazebos over here and all this other stuff. Got some more Dutch people right there. Say hello. And this the yep. And then I love this wall right here. The wall. Yeah. So that is where I'm staying at until Wednesday, and then I'm off to Stockholm, Sweden. It's only a 2 hour drive. 2 hour flight. Can't drive over there. 2 hour flight. So it's all over the place. But yeah, it seems like it's a lot going on, but it works. You got the fish, you got the colors, you got the skeletons, and I mean it's a lot going on. But Amsterdam, it's a lot going on. We were going to go into the sex museum, but we decided to haul off on that. He was a little creepy man in the beginning. Have you seen a penis lately? What did he say? Have you seen a penis? I'm like, I said, what now? Huh? Yeah, got one. Come on in, and you're okay. You're gonna see some. We ended up not going because it was kind of late. They were going to close in like an hour. I was like, let's go to some shops before they close. If we do that, we'll do that later or something. Yeah, that was weird. That's what he said. Oh, creepy man. China in Amsterdam. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty much of a China type of decor in here. Yeah, that's what I told her. I said, yeah, saw one today. I mean, your point. But it was the sex museum. So for all of you holy people, hit the like button, everybody. Double tap. Only 116 likes. Y'all too much for me. What, Scott? Why do I know that name? Dr. Walter Scott Thomas and his wife retired 2 weeks ago today. Where I attended the eldest son, Reverend Walter Scott Thomas Jr. and his family are now the first family. Did how many people left? Did everybody leave? Pray error. Did everybody pack up and leave? People, like I said, I don't. You leaving don't make me look at you like in a positive light because it just shows that you're leaving because of a personality. And like Dr. Juanita said, you're leaving because of idolatry because you're not even giving it a chance. You've been there. You've been there while Sarah and Torre were preaching. You've been there. And long enough, you've seen Sarita sitting up there in the corner or Bishop Jake sitting in the corner. You're okay. You're listening to Sarah and Torre then. But if Sarita and Bishop Jakes don't be sitting up on that pulpit, on their chair with the lights on, like an altar, your altar, you leaving. It's just a little weird to me. I'm just saying. It's a little weird. They passed for 50 years. Well, that's good. That's good. What's up, Rita? Yeah, yeah. But you got to think about that. They sit there. They've sat, they've praised, they shouted, they listened. They've gone through praise and worship leader after praise and worship leader over there at Powerhouse. You know, I mean, people have been it's a revolving door on praise and worship leaders at Powerhouse. But, I mean, Potter's house. And they deal with it. They come and they sing with Miranda Curtis or whoever comes in there. They sing with them. They enjoy it. But let Bishop Jakes say that he's going to retire. Now, he ain't been preaching too much since November. You ain't decided to leave then. But today, you decide to leave because of announcement he's going to take a back seat and let Torre and Sarah run the church like they've been running the church since November anyway. Now, that's the last straw. That's the last straw. I'm not even going to give them a chance, even though I've been sitting under their leadership and tutelage since for a long time now, since Torre. They said they've been at the church since 2020, since the pandemic. They came to the church during the pandemic. You know, one church that closed down and they moved to Dallas. Yeah. Ain't no church been full for a while. He said, you black folks, they do. They do. People just take their pastors too serious. I know they men of God and women of God. They are not gods. Ugh, it's hard to get people out of that. I ain't calling nobody. Was you on the ones calling Bishop Pearson a heretic to the chat? Was you on that? Was you Bishop Ellis bandwagon calling Pearson a heretic too? Everybody want to call everybody heretics. I tell you. Ooh, I need to start investigating some of y'all. How y'all doing in y'all lives? Y'all better be up to par. I mean, I better not see nothing lacking in y'all lives. Mm. It's just as hard to keep y'all from calling these buildings churches. Listen. Ooh, Marcellus, I don't know what's wrong with these people. We be trying to educate them, but they don't want to. We trying to save them. They don't want to be saved. They don't want to be saved, Marcellus. They don't want to be saved. What you think about the Marcellus? Well, Marcellus, he ain't like a Jake's fan. You know, he just reports what we get in front of our. Thank you, Rita. We just report, and somebody else sent, and let me see, Rita. Some people have sent some like Kim. Thank you so much, Raymond. Thank you. I appreciate you. Let me give y'all a chat. And some of you just sent some stuff now. Stacy, thank you. Appreciate you. Uh, is it Sir Walter? Thank you so much. Appreciate you. People send some cash apps. You know, all my cash apps are being spent right here in Amsterdam. So you are donating to my food fund around here. So I appreciate y'all for doing that. They are always hard to get change. Yeah, yeah. TBN, he deferred from orthodoxy to yes, he was a heretic. Oh, Lord have mercy. What's up, Erica? What we gonna call y'all? Y'all so quick to say something. I ain't gonna get into that. See, y'all trying to bait me. I ain't gonna get into that. If y'all think Carlton was a heretic, God bless you. Good thing y'all didn't have a hell or heaven to put nobody in, because y'all be putting everybody in hell. And then some people don't want a pastor younger than them, female pastor. Yep. Some people just, yeah, there's a lot of dynamics to consider with this. Yeah, that's true, K Rich. They may not want a younger pastor or come to with an older one. And we know the female situation, it isn't really denomination limited. It ain't really Baptist, Chojic, Church of God in Christ. It ain't nothing like that. It's across the board when we talk about women pastors. There's some naysayers in all denominations about that. Yeah. Change is necessary if we want to grow. Well, that's if you got to want to grow, though, Rita. Some people are complacent, they are content in where they are. Now, the Bible does say, be content, but it doesn't say don't look for growth. Don't grow. Yeah. Yeah, he was. He was more of a prophet than some of these prophets with an F we got now, Uncle Paul. You know. Drinking water. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just reporting what's been said and giving my opinion on what the transition and this passing of the mantle is. It's my opinion. As I can see, I got a lot more twos than ones up in this chat when I asked about what you thought about this passing of the mantle. A lot of people aren't going for it. But again, some people are stuck on idolatry, worshiping the pastor. Some people are stuck on personalities of the pastor. Some people are stuck on people being too young in their book to be their pastor. And some people are going to get stuck on a woman being their pastor. So there's a lot of, different variables that are considered why people don't think this is a good uh, move. It was reported to me. Oh, Earl Carter had like an orange shirt the other day. I said, "Oh, you said you're not afraid somebody gonna call you feminine, Earl Carter? You had on what that orange shirt he had on, Earl? Jive, go get your uncle. He had on an orange shirt the other day. That's effeminate. Effeminate people can't make it into the kingdom of God. That's what Carter said. And that's effeminate. Where's that shirt that he had on? Orange. You got on an orange shirt. That's effeminate. Carter, you better go talk to Jesus about that color. You're supposed to be wearing black, brown, gray, and blue, dark blue. Guess he went to King's Day. Guess he was coming over to King's Day. Yellow or orange or whatever. I'm like, ooh. Oh, look at this. He had a pink one on. Oh, is something going on, Earl Carter? Something going on. He had on a pink shirt. Ooh, that's a feminine. You're not going to go into the kingdom of God. That God, 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 hey, Marcellus, God hates effeminate men in pink.
Is that pink? It looks more like fuchsia or something. Is that pink? I don't even know if that's pink or
What's
not.
going on with your buddy? He not supposed to be
Hey,
wearing no
listen,
pink.
listen here. Earl Carter has decided that he's not in the fight no more. Y'all,
Okay,
the
that's
other
good.
folks is fighting. Hey, Earl said if you can't beat him, join him. He done put
Yeah,
on his
that's
pink shirt.
right. That's right. And the other day, yesterday, he had on a yellow one. I said, or orange one. I said, okay, okay, Earl.
Good for Earl. Good for Earl. He's breaking out of his shell. Good for
Right,
Earl.
right. So, what you think about this mantle being officially passed? And something we have been talking about. We knew it was going to happen, But what do you
Right.
think about this?
And
Official.
if I get an echo, just let me know and I'll put on my
I
headphones.
think we're
Cause
good.
okay. First of all, I think we're not necessarily I think we're seeing a spiritually, there's definitely a changing of the guard, and there's something spiritually that is definitely happening in the earth. And I think that we need to have our spiritual sensibilities heightened so we can recognize what's actually happened because we as a church are in transition. A lot of people
Hmm.
are referring to it as rebranding
Yep.
because they don't have language to it,
You're
and
right.
so they're calling it a rebrand. But I want to tell you we're in a spiritual transition, and so for sense and sensibility's sake, I want to be sensitive to the Spirit of God, and I don't want to speak on something that I don't even have the full spiritual download on yet.
Right.
um, but what I can tell you is we are definitely in a spiritual time of transition. God is showing us several things have been shifting in front of us, but I think because of the chaos of what's going on all around us, we haven't been able to have our spirit heightened enough to recognize that something's going on a spiritual level. And so I'm like, okay, Lord, I'm a pause. I'm not
Hmm.
going to really speak on it, but I'm going to tell you all we are in a spiritual transition. So prepare yourselves, not just naturally, but we're also in a spiritual transition. And as the Holy Spirit sort of reveals more things to me, I'll speak on it. But I'll be honest with you, I know we're in a transition.
And, and
That's
and
for
and
sure.
what happens in transition? Are they ever really comfortable?
No, there's no comfortable transitions. There's
Yeah.
no. Your body is in transition. Some of us health wise, physical, we're going through a transition. We're just in a season of transition. And with transition comes pain, comes pressure,
Yeah.
comes heat, comes a lot of things and then also transition is an unfamiliar territory.
Exactly. It's
Transition,
scary.
tr-
Yeah.
huh?
It could be scary.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of us are feeling the uneasiness of our spirit. The uneasiness that you've been feeling, is because of that. And I think that, we're just in that season. But let me tell you something. Toure turned over one church to one of the pastors that was at the Potter's house. She's now in LA. I
Hmm.
watched her this morning. I forget her name, St. James. Her name is Anita somebody. She's a therapist. She's a black woman. She's a
Hmm.
therapist, and they turned one church over to her. I watched her preach this morning.
Well, they said it's somebody named by Stephanie is over there.
No, her name's Anita.
Okay. They said the name is Anita at one
It's
church.
Anita, not Stephanie.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because she was married to a man at the Potter's house, but I think they had gotten a divorce.
Mm.
And but she's a very phenomenal Anita Phillips. That's right, Lachat. That is
Oh,
correct.
okay.
Her
Okay.
name's Anita Phillips. That woman is phenomenal, St. James. If
Mm.
you ever get a chance to hear her speak, you most certainly should take advantage of that, or just go
Okay.
watch on a Sunday. She's a phenomenal speaker.
Well,
I
maybe that
enjoy her
Stephanie woman
greatly.
is the executive pastor, and she's the senior pastor, Anita.
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So Anita Phillips is phenomenal. And as a matter of fact, since I'm in LA, I might give y'all a good surprise. I might
Yeah,
go in there with
yeah.
my
Go and
boss.
see what's going on over there.
Yeah, I bet you would want me to run back in there. Listen, yeah, any way you get me up in there.
Go around there and see what's going on over there.
But I'm
Mm.
thinking about going there because she's in LA, so I think I might stop by. But them young people up in there, let me tell you, it's a church full of young people,
Yeah,
St. James.
yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. I know Ann Brock. She was talking about uh, she ain't feeling Sarah Torre, but I said, yeah, the older ones may leave because of what they're used to, but there is like this new generation that
Yeah,
that are attracted to the Torres and the Sarahs and the Anita Phillips, that are going to
absolutely.
go there. They're going to be there.
Absolutely. And they are ball cap wearing in the
Yeah,
sanctuary.
yeah,
Uh I was looking at the sanctuary today. I said, boy, these some different type of young people. I said, we were never allowed to wear no hat up in church. I said, boy, this is some interesting stuff. And then I, tried to have a conversation with the moderators this morning.
yeah.
And so I was like, okay, but it's definitely a situation. There's definitely a shift going on. By the way, Kevin, and I got to make sure I announce you on my platform today. Thank you for your support. I didn't get to acknowledge what you did the other day, but I want you to know it's not going unnoticed. But I will mention you today,
Good.
because I just like to mention all of you guys. But yeah, that's where we're
They
at.
said she was married to Dr. Mike Phillips.
Yeah, and they got a divorce.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, 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 yeah.
You right in the chat. Some of the older ones, they're going to complain and stay there and shout. Some will leave, but a
Hmm.
lot will just stay there and just shout.
But
Yeah.
TD Jakes isn't dead. That's the thing we need to understand. He'll be right in the
Right.
sanctuary.
Right.
He ain't going nowhere.
And he going to be probably making the same decisions he been making about Potter's house.
Oh yeah, he gonna definitely be helpful. And not only that, he's got lawsuits that he needs to tend to. And
And
so
I think
this
there
was,
needed to be a separation between the church and that lawsuit.
mm-hmm,
So now
yeah.
it's just Jake's and that lawsuit instead of being that connection, with the church and the lawsuit. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And
Yeah.
I think um we're definitely gonna see something come out of this. And so I'm anticipating it. And let me just say this, because we every time you and I go live, St. James, somebody always says that we're Jake's supporters or
I know.
we're
I know.
repping for a criminal. Let me
Yeah.
say this. But I don't know how many times I have to say
Yeah.
this. My channel is called Mad Church Disease.
Right.
That means I am not the guy who is all overwhelmingly supporting all of these evangelists and
Right.
televangelists and all of these people. So to put that label on me, I find to be really just it just shows your lack of intelligence.
You know what it is? They want to structure our thinking in our minds and make us want to structure things the way they see it. No, we are looking at what we're seeing and we're analyzing it. And just because we don't have Jakes coming over here and talking to us and getting on our platforms. And so we
Right.
don't have any dog in the fight, or we ain't got no cash apps for us to believe Jakes and to be on Jakes' side. What we're looking at is what's being presented to us finally through the
Correct.
courts,
Hmm.
paperwork. That's
Correct.
what we're looking at, and that's what we're assessing, and we're looking at both sides. And
Right.
unfortunately, one side is an idiot,
Oh, absolutely.
according
And
to
I
what they're
think
presenting to us.
the sad part about this is no matter how much truth is given, no matter how much information is given, because this is something that the moderators and I did speak about this morning. No matter how much we tell the truth, some people are determined to believe the lie.
Right,
So they're
right,
gonna believe the lie no matter what. So it's not my job to convince you. All I'm out here doing is giving commentary, and hopefully you feel like it's good commentary. And
right.
I just have to let the ball, just let it lie where it lies. It's no more I can do.
Yeah, and my thing is it's good. Okay, if they want to say that we're with Jake's, but I'm not. Like I said, he ain't gave me no money. I'm not getting paid
Right.
from him to do anything. But you're not going to
Exactly.
convince me that the sky is red and I'm looking at it and it's blue.
Correct. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's just not going to happen. So
And we have to have somebody checks and balances. And
yeah,
if you disagree with me, I'm fine with your disagreement as long as you can respectfully articulate your
Right.
disagreement. Because as you can see, we disagree a lot over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
yesterday was so good with all of them disagreements. I was like, boy, this is wonderful. I
and
like to hear people who disagree.
it's fine. I mean, we'll deal with that as I mean, we're gonna have disagreements, and that's perfectly fine. But we will be the dumb ones if we not allowing people to have their opinion. It gets on my nerves when people are trying to overdo it in the chat. Like, we get your point.
Right,
Don't don't
right.
try to beat us over the head with your point. We get your point. So
Yeah. And I don't know what's going on over on my channel, St. James. I can't get nobody to hit the link to come up to even talk to me, even if they disagree. I'm like, are these people, do I even put this much fear in people for people not to come up? I'm like, what's going on with these folks?
I don't know. I don't know. It's just sometimes people that's what they do. But no, I don't. And Uncle Paul said, "Don't let." No, we're not distracted. We hear what comes. That doesn't distract us from having
Right.
our opinions and saying what we think is the right or truth. And our truth is that our truth. That doesn't make it the truth.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
It's
And I
our
think
truth.
that, yeah, and I think that kind of understanding is the good soil of good conversations and dialogues
Yeah.
that can heighten our awareness and give us a deeper understanding of more complex issues, because you're able to hear varying independent opinions, and people
Yeah.
are able to draw out from that information that they may not have received anywhere else. That's why, and I'm sorry to say it, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it right here, that's why the mad church disease and the St. James program is
Hmm.
so much superior to me in other places and spaces, because
Yeah.
we're able to have those types of conversations,
Hmm.
and we're not making other vloggers the focus of the conversation. You
Right, right. It's
understand
not
what I'm
about
saying?
us. It's not about other
Right.
vloggers. It's about
Yeah, it's
about what we're
completely
talking about.
different.
Yeah, yeah,
Com-
yeah. And
and
go ahead.
go ahead. No, you go
No,
ahead.
I think my issue is which growing up in an apostolic church and under the leadership that I grew up in, it was more like do what I say, not as I do, and I'm going to
Mhm.
tell you what this scripture means. But growing in Christ and growing up just in physically and mentally and spiritually, emotionally, it really made us think and consider and be critical thinkers instead of you telling me what how I'm supposed to think and believe and talk. And see, I see that going on with other content. You're not going to tell me how I'm supposed you're not going to pay me to tell me how I'm
Right.
supposed to think, and you're not
Correct.
going to manipulate words to try to make me go on your side. I'm going to analyze it as I see the big picture. If I get it wrong, I will come back and say, well, maybe I have a different thought than what I used to have. But no, I get traumatized if you try to tell me how I'm supposed to think.
Oh yeah. But I mean, if you're listening at some of these vloggers, my moderators, if I be honest, my moderators have to come back and tell me what people have said, because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
refuse to go watch it. Now, I
yeah,
will tell you this. When you have people in the chat who disagree with the host, and the host goes off and goes off on you,
yeah.
and or you got a host that tells you, you don't go over there and watch them, and whatever you
Right,
do,
right.
don't go
Why
watch
don't they
them, and
want
all of
you
this.
to?
You know, it is so
Yeah,
juvenile to me, for me to tell grown other individuals to what they can do and can't do. Now, I'm gonna give Charles Blake this help too. Charles Blake taught me this years ago, and yes, I did say Charles Blake taught me this, so pay attention. Charles Blake said this, and I'll never forget this. If I have to become a carbon copy of you in order to be in your good graces, then we no longer can be friends, or we can no longer be business associates. We can no longer be anything,
right,
because I
right,
have to
right.
be
We not
I
good.
have to be able to
Yeah.
be myself.
Right, right. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And if you can allow me to be myself, we don't have there's nothing else that we need to talk about, or we don't have any dealings with each other, because I want you to be you and I'm going to have to be me. And if we can't have that, then we're not good. We're not equally yoked.
Right. And I just think but it's not even conducive to a mature conversation. It's not even conducive to a mature relationship. Let's go here for
Yeah.
just a second. This might be
Yeah.
too deep for you because you look like you ready to go somewhere.
No, go
I'm
ahead. Go
sorry.
ahead. No, go go
Okay.
go ahead.
You know what amazes me is if you trying to make a person become a carbon copy of you, then what you're going to lack in
Your sound just went down. Did you do something
what
different?
happened?
Your sound just went a little low.
I
Did you
don't
do
know
something
what
different or
happened.
no?
It's not
Oh,
me.
okay. Go ahead. Keep talking.
You want me to
You're good.
raise it up? Let's see if I can raise it up. Is that better?
Go ahead. Yeah, I can hear you.
Uh, if you're requiring a person to think like you, become like you throughout the course of the nature of your relationship or conversation,
Hmm.
then what you're going to miss out on is the difference of opinion and the difference that that person can bring to the thought process or to the conversation, understanding, or relationship in order for you all to grow and become in your joining of one another or in your
Right.
relationship. You know what I'm saying? It's sad that people specifically want to try to get everybody to think like them. I
Yeah.
want you to come into my chat because I don't want you all to agree with me. I want you to hear my commentary. And if you disagree, I want you to be able to articulately tell me
Hmm.
why you disagree. Now, I don't want your
Right.
emotion. I don't want your emotion.
Right. Right.
I
Right.
want your intellect.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah. And that is so important. And like I said, I don't mind you having a disagreement in the chat, but it's the overly trying to indoctrinate me or the chat to see it your way. Don't do that.
Correct.
Don't do that. Thank you, Kevin, more for those floating hearts. Don't do that. And if you there's other chats that, well, not really, because them kind of folk, they'll boot you out just for
Quick, quickly. Or here's the other thing they'll do. Here's the other thing they'll do. They will guilt trip you into coming over and sitting under their tutelage, hearing commentary, etc., without letting you have a difference
Mhm.
of opinion. They'll guilt trip you into doing that. Oh, I saw.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
saw you over there with such and such. What you doing over there? And you got to sit here
Right.
as a grown person and
Yeah.
and and give an account for you digitally going to watch somebody else. This is insanity to me. I don't understand this, St. James. I don't understand that thought process.
Somebody asked if we can spread our butt cheeks and do something. I had to get them out of here. No, we're not doing any of that foolishness.
Mm, mm.
They starting to cut up. My phone's gonna die anyway in a few minutes. But yeah, I just wanted to get on and kind of get get people's thoughts on that. It was shocking to me that quite a few people did not like they don't think it's a good idea.
For him to step down at this point?
Yeah, and to pass it over to Sarah
Well,
and
who
Tori.
who
I think
else was?
that's their
Oh,
biggest thing.
oh, come on. Oh, come on. Now this is America, and I'm
Yeah.
this is the part of you all that really irritates me. And y'all help me, pray for me, please pray for me,
Yeah.
because I feel like I have done too much work to give you guys a greater awareness of how church works,
You're right.
especially in America. For you all to be coming up with these kind of silly things, who else was he gonna turn the
That's
church
what
over
I'm
to?
saying. And somebody was in there talking about, oh, they didn't do it in the Bible. God gave it over to you. Don't stop trying to always, spiritualize a lot of this stuff. If you don't have good business, Marcellus, you don't have a church.
This is America. These are family dynasties. We don't turn churches over to people like that. That's not how
You
it
don't.
works.
You don't. You don't.
Sorry. Sorry for that announcement.
Yeah,
Because
he needed to.
Tyrone, who's the pastor's
Need to keep.
drunk son, he gonna try to get Tyrone as sober long enough so he can become your pastor, so they can turn the stuff over to Tyrone. Now, if Tyrone wrecked the church and the church go down after he done passed it over, oh well. But trust me when I tell you, most preachers are not mature enough to
Mm.
turn their ministries over to somebody else who is not within their family lineage. Sorry, it is what it is.
What I said. What kind of a witness are you if you have not groomed, they like that word, groomed and nurtured and given the education and ability to your own?
Mhm. Well,
and you
he's
have to
definitely.
go out and go to,
Mhm.
that doesn't look good at, to you as a leader when you have
Mhm.
to go out of your family.
Well, he's done a marvelous job with his daughter, Sarah. He has
Yeah.
made her into an internationally best-selling author who conducts herself sometimes in a great way. I'm not really down with the pulling off of the wig stuff. That kind
Right,
of
right,
stuff
right.
is
The
not my,
antics,
yeah.
the
Yeah, I
antics.
don't like the
Yeah.
antic stuff. But if you want to be honest, the woman has she stepped into a role that a woman of her age, and her
Yeah.
caliber and coming from where she's come from is really amazing. Now,
Yeah.
do I think sometimes they're full of crap? Yes, and I'm gonna call it out every time I think they're
Because
full of
that's
crap.
when the business side kind of goes over into the spiritual side a little bit too much, and they
Right,
start doing a lot of these things that kind of keep be people pleasers instead of really God centered. But that's because thank you, Kevin. That's the humanistic side coming out, and people got to understand these people are not God. That's what I'm saying. These people, as long enough Sarita and Jakes is on that stand,
right,
they don't have to preach. As long as they're on
right.
that stand as idolatry, the people who are floating in idolatry, they just see they idols. Just see them
Well,
up there, and they'll stay
well,
there.
yeah, but not only that. Let's give Sarah and Toure some room to do what in their
Right.
generation that
Right.
they're going to do. Let's see what they can
Yeah.
do, because we've seen so far what TD Jakes can do.
Right.
So let's see
Right.
what they have the ability to do for the generation and the group of people that get sent to them.
Right.
Um, and it is what it is, and I'm gonna
And we
just leave
don't
it there
know
because
what is going to happen. We can make all the assumptions in the world. We can say they're going to destroy Potter's house. Everybody's going to leave, and nobody wants to hear that kind of preaching and teaching. But again, I had to remind you that Evolve conference
right.
didn't miss a beat.
Right. And because Sarah was right there doing what she was taught and
Right.
was given to do. And so for that I just simply say, we're just gonna sit back and watch, and I'll be watching right along with the rest of y'all,
Yeah.
and we'll see what happens with that situation. But I think TD Jakes, it's necessary for him. Let me just speak about this.
Hmm.
I'm not going to come on this internet and pretend like there's no message that TD Jakes has never preached that has ever moved me or spiritually impacted me. I would be lying
Hmm.
if I said that.
Right.
So let me be clear. So if you've ever, you know, been blessed by a message with TD Jakes as he exits the stage in July, this is the point in time in your life where even if you have a smidget of disagreement with the man, you can stand up and applaud for what you received in your life at the time you received it in your life. I'm
Right.
not into the whole, I'm going to bash him and keep bashing him and keep bashing him.
Hmm.
Yes, I have some disagreements. Yes, I don't like certain things about TD Jakes, but I know in 1993 when he came to the Azusa Coast to Coast conference and preached from the book of I believe it was book of Joshua, was it, or the book of Exodus? I'm sorry, I can't remember, but I
Hmm.
remember the title of the sermon. It was entitled "The 25th Hour." I will never forget that sermon as long as I live. And the
Mm.
reason why, because it snatched me out of a spot and a space that I was in, and God took me and brought me to and made me come to myself. And I was like,
Mm.
okay, I got work to do for the kingdom. I got to get to work. And so
Right.
it was TD Jakes's message and Bishop Blake's messages that did that.
And God, what did he do? God used them to
Oh,
impact
absolutely.
you. He didn't use them for
Absolutely.
you to go worship them. He used them just to impact your life, to let you know that there was more for you to do. Pick yourself
Absolutely.
up, shake your doggone self off, and do what you need to do for your
Right.
life. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
we cannot sit back. You're right. We cannot sit back and just want to focus on these incidents that have been brought to our attention within the last, these incidents that have no merit. I just want to put
Right.
that have brought to our attention just because now you got something because you don't like the man. And a lot of, like I said, a lot of people are jealous. And I think this is a lot of reason why a lot of people attacked him out of pure jealousy. They don't like to see how he has built this empire
Right.
and they don't have shit.
Well, let's be honest. Church people have never been, but most people, let's be honest, most church people have never been liked by the world anyway.
Yeah. So my
We're not received very well by sinners anyway, because
yeah.
sinners think that we're all just a bunch of hypocrites and all of this other kind of stuff.
Exactly. Exactly.
And they don't receive us well anyway. So
Yeah.
I'm not in the business of caring what sinners think, because sinners do what sinners do.
Yeah.
I'm over here trying to work out my own soul salvation, and I'm with fear
You
and
got time
trembling.
about worry
And
about you.
okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's where I'm
yeah.
at.
Okay, I think my phone's gonna die. I appreciate you coming up, Marcellus. We will talk soon. All
Oh,
right.
I'll be live
Oh,
in
you'll be
about
live.
another hour. Yeah, I'll
Oh,
be
okay,
live
good,
in
good.
about
Because it
what I think I'm going live at 4:30 or 4 o'clock. What time am I going live? I don't forgot. Just look for me.
because it's about to be 1 a.m. right here in Amsterdam.
Oh Lord, now you're gonna make me go over. I don't know what time I done scheduled this show for. Hold on, let me
No,
see.
no, go
Uh,
ahead. No, no, no. I'm gonna be up or whenever because I it's 1 a.m. but I'm up and I can't go to sleep because I'm
Oh
still
my
on
God, St.
California
James, but
time.
I haven't eaten yet. Hold on, what time did I schedule this show for? Lord Jesus. Oh, wait a
Do
minute.
you?
Okay. Cause you talk about do me. I gotta go eat.
That's what I'm saying. Go
Oh,
eat. Go eat
yeah,
and
I
do
gotta go eat.
yeah,
Let me
yeah.
check on this show because I might have made a boo boo. All right, I'll
I'll
see
chime
y'all.
in. I should be still up. All right.
All right.
All right, bye. All right, everybody. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. I am still here in Amsterdam having a wonderful time. It's kind of chilly outside. I had to step out because they were going to close that lounge at 1 o'clock. So I wanted to step out of it, and I'm gonna go up to my room in a few minutes. So thank you for those who supported with gifts tonight and also with super chats. I appreciate you. Just wanted to come and talk about the passing of the mantle. Whatever opinion you may have, I guess that's just what it is, just an opinion. But the thing we have to applaud. He's not just trying to die out and leave the church in uproar. He's passing it so he can walk beside them and give them some direction and how to lead God people in the proper way. And all we can do, as they said, I think Jay Book and some others, is give grace for mistakes, for hiccups, because listen, this isn't one church, LA. This is the Potter's house. There's gonna be some people leave, people are gonna stay, and new people are gonna come because it's just what it is. But I appreciate you all. Have a wonderful evening. It is about to be 1 a.m. here in Amsterdam. So I better figure out how to at least lay down to see if I can go to sleep because my sleep pattern is still off. Because my goodness. Y'all can see it is pitch dark here. Yeah. One thing about it, the sun doesn't set until about a little bit after 9 p.m. So gives us a little bit more time to kind of do what we need to do in the city. But appreciate y'all for hanging out with me tonight. Have a good one. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you double tap and hit that like button. All right. Have a good one, y'all.